Hi everyone, for today's book review we're going to be checking out this book, and the subtitle of which gives us a better idea of what it's all about. The subtitle is U-Boats in the Indian Ocean. This book is written by Lawrence Patterson and looks at the German U-boat campaign in the Indian Ocean during the Second World War. It's focused heavily on the operational element, which U-boats were involved, their crews, successes, challenges, but there is also a high-level discussion about strategy and motivations among the various admirals involved. It is a crisply written book, very easy to go through. I finished this in a matter of days. And you get a wonderful understanding of the challenges of what it was like to operate one of these large Type 9 U-boats and travel all the way around to the other end of the world. Try to get your U-boat maintained, try to maintain relations with your ally that didn't share a common language and very different set of ideas, and then heading on back. We look at not only the odyssey of the long-range German U-boats, we also look at some of the Italian long-range submarines that were involved, as well as the Japanese and what they were doing in this alliance. Most of this book is text-based. There are two photo sections, and you can see a few of these up here that give you a sense of what life was like during this time and what it was like to be on board these U-boats. This book benefits greatly from extracts and interviews done with actual survivors of the U-boats in this campaign, so there's a visceral first-person element to the writing in this book. And there's a fantastic chapter that deals with the very complicated cultural aspect. You have these two allies, both with their own sets of racial superiority, and yet they somehow have to find this common ground to work together. And sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. There's an interesting anecdote in here as well about also the different ways they went about maintaining their own equipment. For example, the Germans, their Arado 196 float plane was very easily able to have its floats removed, and because everything had been so precisely machined, the floats could fit in nice and easily. Whereas with the Japanese, it wasn't so easy. Sometimes they had to drill extra holes, whack the bolts and the nuts in, and it was just a big odyssey. Whereas with the Germans, no, everything was perfectly machined. So some very different nuances and backgrounds there regarding just their outlook in terms of fighting and worldview. In terms of the text, it is very easy to read, and it will appeal to those who are interested in U-boat warfare, who are interested in U-boat warfare outside of the Atlantic. This is a very approachable, easy read, and again, as I said, it is visceral, and it certainly breathes authenticity from all these accounts of the U-boat men and even some of the Japanese that were involved. So you get a sense of immediacy of what it was like to be among these men during this very interesting, dangerous, and crazy time of the war. So if you love U-boats, check this book out. If you like reading first-hand accounts, and if you like your history written with a sense of immediacy, again, this book is one of those I would recommend. It is certainly one of its strongest points. There's extensive footnotes and a bibliography for those of you who want to read more and further your knowledge of this particular area. This is a 5 out of 5 captain's hats for me, so go check it out. U-Boats in the Indian Ocean.